There are infinite layers to our unlocking of self. These layers are accessed through the contrast of energies that are held within every other display that is presented to us throughout this life experience. Whether it be us who are projecting from our own internal state of frequency onto things, or whether it's coming from another interpretation of energy, how they've read this reality accumulates these different amounts of contrast. All of it works together. And this is the place I want to express to anyone who's receptive to taking it in. Everything about this 3D reality is governed by energy. When the energies come in contact, this is what offers our opportunity to lift the veil and see the endless interpretations that can be formed from every embodiment of energy out there. Sometimes they come together and they flow, and that's always a beautiful thing. But, you know, the flow is not where it needs to be all the time. The displays are taught to us to be interpreted in such a negative way. But when you go deeper than that, you find this place of understanding that the light and the dark are always working together. They are always coexisting in order to create those clashes, those shake-ups within our own energy stream, which are there to level us up and take us through our own soul's evolution. Because when we evolve within us, we create shifts, this ripple effect that is projected out of us, and it in turn adds to this constant level up within the source energy of our existence. There is purpose behind the negativity of the world. It is up to you to decide, do you want to put your focus into constantly delivering into that heavier side of the energies out there, or do you want to tap into the lighter aspects and project from that place? All of it is personal choice. All of it is free will from the individual choosing for themselves where they wish to reside. None of it is good, none of it is bad, all of it just is. It is exactly how it needs to be, because without it, nothing changes. We do not go through expansion if things are always just stagnant and still and always sitting in a place of harmonized energy. You are always going to face moments where your world gets shaken up. You can never exist in a completely harmonized state. You can only exist in a place of acceptance for the disharmonies out there. That is the deeper inner peace that I have reached. I have people who come out and want to challenge me and tell me I'm wrong for finding acceptance for the energies that are outside of me that are of distaste. It's the worst of the worst and the judgment should be coming out of me. I'm wrong for feeling acceptance for the ugliness in life. The way I see it, I do not place harsh judgment on anything outside of me. I, of course, can feel if I'm presented with something within a moment that shakes me to my core. I will deal with it then and there in the way that the energy naturally runs through me. But there is always a voice that is so much deeper beyond those surface level reactions. And to me, it is a blessing to understand that we do not have to fight within ourselves and battle ourselves from the opinions that differ from our own. We do not need to accept the ridicule that comes at us when people don't agree with us on where we sit with our own perception. Accepting the fact that people are going to see and interpret life differently. It is not you looking down on any other soul out there, no matter how they're displayed. When you reach this acceptance, you don't look down on circumstances that are unsatisfying. You understand that there is a bigger purpose behind it, because those energies are what light us up inside when they are heavy and they are uncomfortable. That is where our fire is lit up to create change for ourselves and inject something different into the mix of things. It enables us to form a new perception, a new alternative to see this way of this world, to interpret from a different mindset. Our mind is so susceptible to the imprints that are instilled from the beliefs of what is the going thing in humanity. I choose to look deeper than that. I choose to find so many different possibilities that I can interpret from that situation, why it's taking place, what is the bigger purpose behind those things that are uncomfortable, what is the purpose. I found for myself a place of understanding why these things come about, and I can find acceptance for even the heaviest of energies that are going on out there. I really do believe that the only thing that matters through our walk of life is coming to this point of releasing control of anything else that takes place outside of you. Understanding that the only thing that truly matters is you focusing in on self and cultivating your own energy stream, because your one stream of energy that may seem so insignificant and small to everything else going on in the outside world, it is not small at all. It is massive. It is of huge significance on the grand scale of what we are and our purpose here, because all of it attaches back to this one source energy. That energy is constantly receiving your feedback, and it grows off of that. Where do you want it to grow from with your add-in? What do you want to add into the mix of what this source energy is? We are shaping our realities from how we see ourselves. The way you interpret it, it reflects back to you your own internal state of being. It is showing you with every encounter and every interpretation you have of that display, it is reflecting back to you where you are at, a mirrored version of where your energy sits. When you start to see everything from this lens, this is what unhinges your mind. You are no longer held back by the limits of your mind. You understand that there is an energy moving through you, and all your energy wishes to do is be pulled into the new, is to grow into more. You find contentment for your every step when you reach this place. Every single message I put out, it has this undertone to it. It is not trying to tell you to see the world through my lens. It is not trying to tell you that, hey, give me that validation that what I speak is right. I don't need validation from any other person outside of me, because my peace is in me. No one's word or opinion on me matters. It is how I view things. This is the triggering part that I create in others. They see it as such an arrogant state of existing because I don't care about what anyone thinks of me. I don't care about how any other person's walk of life goes. If it comes into my experience and it is trying to create ugliness in my world, I've learned how to protect myself. And that is truly by choosing the frequencies I allow in. That is all I control. It is of myself. I don't want to control any other person out there for how they see life, how they interpret life, what their story is. If I see harm coming to another person and it is right there displayed in my face, of course I interact. Of course I would do whatever feels right to me at that time. But I don't judge myself off of it. I don't judge to that harsh degree, allowing my mind to get consumed in the stories of other people. That is their journey. I accept it. I accept the ugliness that goes on in the world. I found peace for that, because if I'm going to sit there and invest all of my energy and focus into those negativities of this world, all I am doing is feeding heaviness into it. I help it grow in the very thing that I don't want it to be. Where the solution to every bit of heaviness comes into play for me is by me focusing on the higher energy frequencies, anything that is triggering that light within me, that expansion. This is my own personal interpretation and what I believe to be true. All of this has come about through every experience I have ever encountered. It is never a challenge against anybody else. It is there to offer out to the people who go through similar thought patterns as myself, who want to break through the mental barriers that our ego often places over us. This is where we remain trapped. from living our satisfying lives when we allow our minds to control us and keep us within these confinements, these small spaces that our soul does not want to stay restricted in. This is why I offer it out. It's upon you, the watcher, being receptive to what I have to say. You either find benefit in it or not.